This week on the Push Wallow podcast, we talk about HelloFresh, what's our favourite pick and mix, and the worst ones, of course, and some silly stuff from Trainer 1 to 9. And 3, 2, 1, week 2 of HelloFresh.
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast with myself, Damik.
And me, Tom Hall. We're back.
Of course, you went HelloFresh. Why would you ignore me and go Gusto? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you do that?
Dan, I'm waiting for my free codes from you.
Oh, mate, they're long gone.
Well, there you go.
Gusto, you must be able to find a Gusto one online somewhere.
Oh, I probably can, but so one of my sisters has been using Gusto, so I'll be able to do that in a bit. But so when I posted up, there was a few nice people sent me free codes for HelloFresh, so yeah. I thought I'd give that a go for a bit. Also, I'm not too sure. I'm hoping nobody works for HelloFresh, but I'm going to attempt this. Who listens to the podcast? So obviously there's a discount or what you will on the free code, so you get a free box to try. And obviously what I did, this is because smart mate, I am on it. The maximum amount of days you can have for free is 3. Okay, so but it doesn't say how many portions. Okay, so you can have for 4 people 3 days. So that's what I did. Instead of just having like 2, which would be normal. So obviously I got the 4 portions, 3 days. So but I'm a big fat fatty, so because I can eat 2 people's worth anyway. So I did that. That's apparently worth about 60 quid. So I did that for free. But and then I was like, I'll do the £10 off for the next couple of weeks. But what I want to do is try. I don't know whether they'll be suspicious based off where it's being delivered to, but I'm assuming you can just sign up with a different email. Use a free code again, or is it based off your card?
I don't know, mate. Honestly don't know. I think it's
I don't know either. So it'll be based off one.
You're going to find out soon enough, aren't you?
I know, but that's when I switched to Gusto, and then after a month, HelloFresh will be like, come back, and send me another code, and then I can just switch between the 2 shortly. So if you want any free codes, they seem to come in every single box. So hit me up.
Easy as that.
Absolutely fine. Easy as that. If you want to try HelloFresh, it's been all right. I quite like it, Daniel. It's been quite fun. I would say that it's quite clear what kind of cuisines I tend to like. Is Asian food is apparently what I like cooking and like eating. Yeah. So if I get the choice of like flicking through all that kind of stuff, so like teriyaki stuff or like a stir fry, anything like that, it's and I tend to pick like the stuff that's got like just because I'm an old man, lots of like fruit, like veg and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, it's probably because it's just going to be given to me. I know it's going to taste nice. I don't have to think about it. And it's like I'll get the stuff with loads of veg, which is all good. I've stayed away from like some of the piss poor ones, like some terrible like tacos or the pasta ones. I'm like, not doing that.
Yeah, I think it's one of those where we used to really just enjoy the variety of just going, right, well, you know that the food's coming, you know it was going to be in the fridge, and it was pretty. I used to really enjoy it, like genuinely. But yeah, I just found that Gusto was a bit more variety than HelloFresh, a bit better. I felt HelloFresh got. I don't know. I just felt like they weren't as on it as Gusto. But
yeah, I've heard. One of my sisters just switched to Gusto from HelloFresh because there was a few delivery issues. So we'll see. We'll see what the hell they do. So I might be switching to Gusto at some point. But yeah, we don't know. Just put out there.
Try it out before you commit to one indefinitely. You've got to try Gusto.
Correct, I think got to flip between the 2. I've enjoyed the food so far. I had a nice little lamb chickpea curry thing. That was quite nice. I've got teriyaki chicken. So it's all right. Yeah, it's been nice. I don't know. I can't remember what I got this week, but I did flip through. I was like, I've selected a lot of Asian food again.
Sure.
So we'll see. We will see. And apologies for last week. I did bail slightly the last minute. That was my fault. I went to somewhere I had to sign an NDA to get in, Dan.
Wow. Where was it?
Nice. It was they won't care. It's you know who Alex Horn is? I'm a big fan of Alex Horn. He is
Yeah.
the creator and the co-host of Taskmaster. He also has a little band called the Horn Section. He's quite commonly on like 8 out of 10 Cats, does countdown and stuff like that. Pretty intelligent guy. And I think Channel 4 had commissioned a sitcom for his band, and it was like a little live thing and a screening for his new sitcom, which is coming out in like a month or two. And it was a press release kind of feedback night, and yeah, I had to sign an NDA apparently to get in there and go watch it. Not because I'm special, just because I saw on Instagram that there was some tickets that were just like being given away for free from the Horn Section people. They were like, yeah, all you have to do is Eventbrite and then click yes, and off you can go. And I was like, I live 20 minutes away from where it was getting done, so I was like, yeah, why not? Fuck it. Yeah, I'll give my full rating. It was not good. It will not be commissioned for another season, I don't think. So yeah, I'm not good when a comedian decides to do a sitcom, and he's really good as him, and he's really intelligent and doing silly stuff, right? And he's a really good writer and producer and whatever. But when a comedian, like let's say like Lee Mack for Not Going Out, or like or that, or they're like Sarah Pascoe doing some weird stuff on Dave and stuff like this. You probably haven't been seeing these, but when a comedian goes to be an actor, it's not very good. I think there's a reason why all the best sitcoms ever made, Cheers, Friends, all this kind of Only Fools and Horses, they're actors being funny, not comedians being actors. I just can't look past it, and they're not good at acting. And I'm like, oh, this is bad.
Yeah, you see, I think like I suppose Ricky Gervais. I love Ricky Gervais, obviously, but then I suppose he was famous more for acting first in comedy, then did stand up, then was more.
He's probably really famous as a writer. He wrote the whole fucking thing as well.
And also as well, to be fair, he plays the same character and everything, and it is just him that he plays. So it's a tough one, isn't it? Like from that, but yeah, I think you're right. You know, I think there's definitely something to that. I agree with you. That.
I just think you just go through a big list of like sitcoms, and it's very rare that you're going to find a comedian that is in there. Kind of that's what their thing is. So quite strange. Yeah. Anyway, that's my thoughts on that.
Well,
Watch me get sued.
Sign his NDA. He's going to get sued, but it's only commission, so it's fine. Doesn't matter.
So we're all right. We're all right. All right, Daniel. How was your week?
I mean, it was good, mate.
2 weeks.
Yeah, not too bad. It's not too bad at all. Can't complain. I can't believe how quickly the year's gone, but it's it's all good. Just had to re-sign for our tenancy agreement here, so I was like, that's a year. Fucking that's gone quick. Nearly gone. Well, nearly a year, isn't it? I've been here. That's mental to me. Like, I can't believe that. Like, just gone so quick. But
still yet to get a tan is Dan as well after a whole year.
Told you, mate. I have tanned. I just still white. That's how pale I normally am. So yeah, no, it's all good, mate. You know, realized the other day. What was it the other day? I looked at it on. Someone else was asking me about golf, and they were sort of saying, "Oh, how's everything going?" Yeah, blah blah. I was like, "Yeah, good. You know, can't complain." And then I remember what you said to me about amount of rounds you'd played and stuff. And I've just hit the last round. I played 80 rounds for the year. 80 I've played this year so far. And because it's funny, because someone messaged me on Instagram, they're like, how have you got so good at golf so quickly? Don't worry about it, I am good at golf, don't worry about it. 5.7 handicap now, so that's pretty low.
He's officially lower than me, but yeah, so how many rounds have I played?
Yeah, so I was talking about it, and I was talking to him, I was messaging Instagram, and I was saying how, like, if you play in the UK, right, in the summer, and you manage to get 20 weeks of golf in, and you play once a week, that's 20 rounds, right? Let's say you practice in that as well. Let's say you have once a week, you practice at the range, right? Because in England, that's probably all you're going to manage realistically with the way work is and stuff. Right. I was like, I've effectively had 4 of those seasons that someone would have. And in the middle of that practice, by the way, like once or twice a week. So I was like, I've kind of crammed almost 4 years worth of golf. What would have been if I was in the UK, it would have been 4 years ago, because I wouldn't have played in the winter, no chance. And if you think about golf, it is very much a consistency thing. Like, I would imagine a lot of people finish the summer, and then it takes them about 6 months to get their swing back, you know, in terms of what things you remember and like all that stuff. Whereas I'm lucky over here that I don't have that. I can continuously play. So that muscle memory, that, that learning, the practice and stuff is all still there. And I think that's part of the reason, obviously. But
I've
yeah,
just looked how many. So in this, probably the exact same amount of time, let's say, I have played 29.
29,
So
yeah, there you go. And we've had Italy, and you've been to Dubai, over to Dubai during that time as well.
correct.
I think.
Yeah. So you put like
that's 2
10
weeks where
of
you played quite a
those.
lot. Yeah.
So yeah, probably 10 rounds in those 2 weeks. Yeah, you take that off, I would have played 20 times essentially in England in the equivalent time.
And you probably don't. And I practice maybe twice a week as well. And you might get to the range once.
I might get to the range once every other week.
Yeah.
So I'm doing all right to cling on to my 7 handicap. We're all right.
Yeah, that's it. And look, I think if you played as regularly as I play, you'd probably be like 4 or something, right? And it'd be like,
I would hope, yeah. If I played 80 rounds in a year, I would hope I can get down to some sort of scratch based 0 to 4 handicap. I would hope, but yeah, so there's a lot of hoping.
That's what I'm going for. That's what I'm going for. Is that's the next goal? Is I like I said, at the start of the year, it was like, oh my god, if I could get near single figures, I'd be ecstatic. And it's kind of coming into the season now where I can play more with October to December. So I'm hoping to see what I can do. But it just made me laugh because I was just like, I played effectively 4 years of golf crammed into like 10 months. That's what
the dream, mate.
Hit me the other day. 80
now
rounds. I was like, yeah.
Now, all right, I'm going to put this to you, Dan. Okay, so in the last year, have you worked out 80 times?
Probably not. What have I probably? What are we at here? 10 months. It's called October. Let's say 10 months, twice a week. 8. Yeah, no, I would have done. No, I would have done.
You would have
easily.
done?
At least twice. I've always been at least twice. Like most of the time, 3. 1 week in Italy, a couple of weeks for the photo shoots. Yeah, I would have done the same amount. Don't you worry about that. Don't you worry about that.
I've definitely worked out more than 29 times. All right. Yeah. All good. We're all good. But also, Dan, I was going to say, because we were briefly talking just before the show, caught the aerobic capacity bug again. But yeah, jumped on a little bit more. Aerobic, basically, if anyone wants to know, building your engine is a thing. And it's more for just health. There's nothing wrong with me. 100%. It was just my sleep was getting bad, and I do remember when my aerobic capacity and my aerobic fitness is better, or I tend to stick more stuff, my sleep tends to be better. No idea why. Maybe it's a de-stressor for me. I'm able to kind of chill out for a long 45 minutes to an hour, sitting in like zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, or following something that's always also why you have a coach, something that's written for you on like.
I think there'll be something in it to do with oxygen, carbon dioxide in and out. As well. I know that's literally what cardio is, but there'll be something in there. There'll be something in there to do with, again, blood flow to the brain, to the rest of the body, to, again, blood vessels dilating. There's something in that, I think, that will not only dictate, because again, I don't think it's just calories burnt necessarily. I don't think you get the same benefit from walking. Do you know? I don't think you get the same benefit from walking. Calories. I think that's what I mean. Is I'm saying I don't think the sleep thing is because you've burnt more calories. Or
people were like, yeah, you're too active. That's like you probably haven't spent your energy. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm probably mentally quite tired.
You probably do a lot of steps around London, but it's again, I think it's that.
Do a lot of steps.
I think it's the blood flow thing. I reckon. I should probably do some as well. My sleep's not been bad though. So.
And also, because I motivated myself by getting another MyZone. I already have a MyZone, but number one, I don't know where it is. And that's what everyone says.
That's what everyone says with MyZone. Yeah.
So I got another one, but mainly because I wanted the wrist one or wrist or arm one, because I can't be bothered putting the strap on. I'm that lazy. And it hurts my boobs. It hurts my boobs, and it like rubs. So it's just like my pecs are so massive, Dan. So I was just like, if I just put it on my wrist, I'll wear it. That's fine. I don't mind that. That's 2 seconds rather than the extra minute of me faffing around with what I would assume is like a man bra. So I can't do that. It's just I can't bother. So I did that. So it's been quite bad. And then you get the people who in the last week have been like, it's less accurate though. Like, it's more accurate than me not wearing one. It's absolutely fine. It's able to track my shit, so it's good. But it did obviously it just made it meant I could lay into the whole why the point wearing one when you're doing like a weight or movement based session. Because my week at the moment looks like two decent weight sessions, maybe 1 to 2 decent like movement based sessions. When I say movement, probably like an athlete's performance, kind of lower body change direction, acceleration based movement stuff. So lots of like impact and bounding and all that kind of crap. And then like my aerobic stuff. And the change in I could get it up, but my heart rate barely did anything during the weight based or movement session. And obviously, the whole point of the aerobic based session is to go into certain heart rate zones, or kind of power based zones. So yeah, people still get wound up and caught up on the amount of MEPs or calories burnt, or my heart rate's not too high during a weight based session. It just doesn't matter. It's not what you're there for. So still winds me up slightly, and I'm like, I think the only way of me, I kind of want to keep wearing it during my weight sessions just to show it's like it doesn't matter. Like even someone who's as fit as me, Dan, will my heart rate won't do anything. So, but my heart rate went up, mate. It told me my max heart rate. Guess what my max heart rate is, Daniel?
187.
187. This guy's a joker. How old do you think I am?
Just randomly guessing, mate.
202.
Oh wow.
I know, mate. Young buck. According to that terrible science, I've got the heart of an 18-year-old. So that's good. But yeah, crazy, isn't it? Also, it doesn't really fucking matter. Like maximal heart rate, it's just the ability to stay at high zones and high heart rate, and probably resting. Resting heart rate is more indicative of fitness. Just now.
Oh, is it? Do you know what my resting heart rate is? Do you know what it is? Just on the Oura ring last night. Do you want to know? 38.
38. Fuck
38.
me. That is really low. Yeah.
So
mine's
like, and the thing is, it's not even right an anomaly either, because this is it over the last since Monday the 10th, right? I'll read them out to you, Tom. 40, 41, 39, 39, 42, 38, 40. Regular low resting heart rate.
So to put that in perspective, Daniel, this is fucking hell, this is gonna go straight to your head. So my housemate, Nathan, is a doctor of sports cardiology and respiratory. So this is literally his job. He is a fucking nerd about it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when he was testing an elite athlete Olympian, okay, her resting heart rate was somewhere around there, like 38, 40. And the nurse that he had accompanying him for that person's cardiac screening actually was looking at him like panicked because her heart rate was so low. And this nurse had never seen that before and was like, do you want me to get a medical doctor? Like, do we need to code, like, or something like that? And he was like, no, she's just super, 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 super fucking fit and chilled out. And a heart rate with that is fine. For you, fat nurse, yeah, we might need something. It's just for a different
elite level,
based off athlete.
Just elite level over here. Elite level athlete over here.
You are an elite
if I did cardio, it would be dangerous, wouldn't it? Do you know, like
probably. I mean, yeah.
And I tell you what, though, this is interesting. Though it actually has. So looking back to when I wasn't training as much, again, I'm not obviously training loads at the moment, but if I go back to August, right, I'll read some out to you in August. 44, 40, 42, 46, 47, 45, 43, 46, 43, 45. So it was higher. So it's come down. This is since I've been back into swing of things training more regularly. It has come down. Yeah. I'm seeing a lot more 39s, 38s, 40s. Also coincides with when I'm playing better at golf that I'm lower. So it's probably stress of that.
But golf is a stressor normally, isn't it? So.
But that's the thing, is it isn't an anomaly. It's not like the Oura ring is just, like weird like that. Because when I go back to, even January, the start of this year, when we moved here, 48, 48, 51, 47, 46, 45. Again, I wasn't going to the gym as much, probably wasn't quite as active from that point of view. The thing I find about the Oura ring, which I do really like, and I'm not a huge fan of them, and in that sense of like, I wouldn't recommend everyone go and get one. I don't think they're that great. I really don't. The one thing I do like about the resting heart rate and the fact that it is quite good from that point of view and the data it tracks, I find that you can tell when you're going to be ill. Like when I had COVID, like resting heart rate slammed straight up, all the readiness scores were down. Like you can tell almost when you are overworked and overstressed and stuff. Like I notice it on the numbers when I'm going through periods and I'm like, oh, that's a bit strangely high for a couple of days. And I start feeling like actually I feel a bit ill. Like those things, it's quite interesting to see the differences because obviously you wear it all the time and you wear it to sleep. That's how it tracks that data. And you wouldn't wear like a MyZone belt to bed, right?
No.
So it is quite good at giving that baseline data of when you're asleep and when you're in those positions because it is so consistent in that, well, you're not moving, there's no other variables and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the thing I find interesting with it. I don't read too much into heart rate variability stuff, but when you look at some of the data, you can kind of see when you've not been feeling good, basically. Which I find interesting.
All right, Daniel, we've got 2 hot topics to talk about.
Hot topics.
We'll briefly look at Lift the Bar's post.
You weren't happy with this, were you, mate?
I don't think I wasn't happy with it.
Backtracking.
Lift the Bar are a very good organization. But I think they sometimes live in a very strange little world and give unrealistic expectations for people to strive towards. And it's just like, all right, for fuck me. Also, their sport-specific coaching and some of their S&C stuff is terrible. So yeah, it's good for basic training, 100%. They were really good at general basic training. Once they start stepping into some of our stuff, then I'm like, oh, really? Don't give them that advice, please. Okay, cool. Yeah. Anyway, so this post was, I don't know, was it up to yesterday, the day before? So simple changes worth making to how you run your PT business. Very wordy. Right. So obviously there's certain things. We'll go through the 1 to whatever. And we'll give our 2 cents because it's worth it. Me and Dan run PT businesses. Shock. So it'd be interesting. So 1, move from block to monthly payments rather than charging person for blocks of 4, 10, 24, charge monthly recurring rate. To get more regular income, saves having awkward renewal conversations, more in the caption, blah, 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 blah. This one's an issue because we talked about this the other day, didn't we? Because I run both, just to be totally brutally honest. And that is based off clientele. I meet them where they're at. And if they're trustworthy, if they've got the income to buy, let's say, so I do like blocks of 10s, 20s, maybe 40s with some people, just because it covers costs as well. And I'm like, all right, okay, big upfront payment. I don't actually give them any discount. It's just more of an annoyance for them to having to keep paying me. So they'd rather do that. They're like, actually, or they'll just do like, that's about a month in it, 10 sessions. We'll just do a block. And I'm like, yeah, sound cool. And also the case of they tend to travel. Like some of my guys tend to travel, but I also get to hold their money. So it's okay for me. So, because I can budget, shock. So I know when to spend certain things. So I don't think it's the be all and end all in terms of block payment. I guess it's the people's contracts of like the cancellation policies and everything like that.
I think it's more the admin, isn't it? I think that's the thing that trainers are shocking at. And I think if you're like you, where you're hot on your admin, you know what you're doing.
The admin of like fucking writing a number 1, number 2
on
the calendar.
Yeah. To us it is, mate. But
and then they're like sending 1 Stripe link. That's all I have. 1 link, and then they have the ability to change the number of quantity. I leave that to them. And it's just like 1 hour costs this. Do as many as you fucking like. Just tell me, and I will know how many.
I think that's where, like I said, I just think that's where for you it makes more sense. But people aren't being taught that, right? And it's then what happens if you offer a discount for big packs and stuff like that's when they go, well, what do you pick?
I just don't. The discount I offer is for every 10, I say, you get like 1 late cancellation. Because they'd rather that, if I'm honest. It's like, all right, I think it's like 20. Every 20 they do, I'm like, all right, you can have a freebie cancellation. So you can cancel within a 24-hour period. And I won't charge you. Cool. Sound. All right. That's fine. Because I feel like that's more of value than anything else. I was like, I don't want to offer. Why are my services slightly less? I get it, but I'm just like, Give them a perk, not kind of a discount kind of thing. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But totally from an online training perspective, me and Dan will obviously, we both 100% do monthly recurring payments.
Yeah, because the other thing as well about the onlines with monthly and the recurring stuff is that I think and I get their point. I'm just reading the post story. I get their point where it's like you don't have to have that awkward conversation about having the renewal. And I'm like, yeah, but if you do monthly recurring and you're an in-person, you have the awkward conversation of, well, what happens if you go away on holiday for 2 weeks? Like, because if you have a block of sessions, you just don't pay for the 2 weeks you're away, right? And I understand that that's why they're suggesting it almost, because then you go, well, a trainer has a guaranteed income when your client goes on holiday and all that sort of stuff. But it's like, yeah, but that's not how personal training really works to a certain
clients
degree.
Don't expect, like, even if you write it into your T's and C's,
they've put it in there. They've put it in here. They've said a lot of trainers also factor in holiday time. So if you want this, you just basically say you do it for 48 weeks. You work it out as the monthly amount for 48 weeks. But again, it's all well and good saying that, but you have to tell the client that, otherwise they don't know. What happens if they take more than 4 weeks holiday in a year? Do you know? It's like, what's the question then? So I get it, and I get both sides, and I think that's where you have the option to say to the client, these are your options. I do. And again, people will always say, don't give them too many options, which I agree with as well. But I would say, would you rather pay monthly and do it this way, or would you rather just buy blocks? That's the thing you say to them from that position. And I think the other thing that's, again, I'm going to say this about you, Tom, but it's easier for you to say it because you believe in yourself. You're a good trainer. You've got clients. You charge what you charge. You have the confidence. If you're a brand new PT and you just want, you're young and hungry and you don't know what's best to do, you are going to be a bit like, what should I do? And where should I go with it? And like I said, everyone else does blocks and things like that. I think you have to really position yourself as an authority to charge monthly, and you have to really have the benefits put up in stone in front of people for them to realize, because every other trainer in your gym is probably going to charge in blocks, and they go, well, why are you doing it differently? Like, what's the deal there? So I understand that there's pros and cons to both, though, admittedly. But yeah, if you're doing it online, you can't do it like block, because it's like, we don't really pay for a session, you pay for the service and the result. And that's their argument as well with the monthlies. You're paying for the service, right? And you want it to be. But how many clients did we used to have who, especially in London, you don't live in this world where like every single client trains the exact same time every single week on the exact same day. That's not how the world works. Like, you have to be flexible. So there are elements of what month does that session fall under? Because I had one, people will start banking them. Well, I only had 3 last month, so I can have 5 this month. Well, that's not really how it works. What do you mean it's not how it works? Because I couldn't do Friday and I wanted to do Monday, and just because Friday was the 31st and then Monday's the 2nd, what does that? Whereas, do you see what I mean? Like, that's a problem, and that's where the issues arise. So I think that's where the blocks work a lot better. And like you said, Tom, you just have to be a bit firmer with it. And I think as you get older and more experienced, you just get okay. You feel better talking about money with people. You don't, because you should be paid.
Yeah.
Anyway, point number 2. What's the second one?
Number 2,
have a cancellation policy.
Cancellation policy. That's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I have one. I'm a little bit more. Again, I'm a little bit more relaxed with it, and that's because I've been in the industry for 10 years and trusted kind of clients.
Know how it works. Yeah.
You've always got to go, what is this client worth to me? If, like, for example, like, I have obviously clients that pay me over £1,000 a month, right? So it's just like, okay, are they worth pissing off? Probably not. Okay. So I have a kind of not fast and loose, but it'll be like, okay, they're going to be saying, if it's on the day and I can't move you into a time that suits me, I will charge them 100%. 100% will charge them. No, then they're okay with that. That's absolutely fine. If it's the day before or within that magic 24 hours that everybody hears, I'm always of the case of like, all right, let's try and move it into a better time, or a time that I can probably. So you're having like those kind of filler spots that you possibly would have been doing admin, that you can bump them into. So, and being a little bit more just reasonable with the cancellation policy. So yeah, can you bump around your training maybe? This is in person. This is, by the way. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah. Create an onboarding process for new clients. 100%. They definitely should have an onboarding. Easy. We all have that. This one is the number 4 is the one that irked me, Dan. Yeah, so
Hmm.
I will, I will ask you, as a seasoned professional, delete Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, etc. when you're not using it. Most of us waste a lot of time on social media. Get your content up, engage with your followers, potential clients, then delete the app and go do something more meaningful. Dan, give me your 2 cents.
No,
This is the one that
just
fucked me off.
I don't understand like that at all. Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Like,
That's a weird
deleting it
one,
every
isn't it?
time you're not using it. Are you joking me? Like, I get the
Imagine if you did
premise.
that in everything in your life.
Yeah, imagine. Yeah, I'm just
I need to
gonna.
throw my laptop out, and then I'm
Yeah,
not using it now, so I just need to get rid of it. Right?
that is
I'm going to do that with
ridiculous.
Google Chrome. I don't use
Yeah,
it all the time, so I'm going to have to delete that app. Then use Safari. The only reason why you use Safari, by the way, is to go and download Google Chrome. But yeah, it's a weird thing considering like on our online business, those are the platforms that our business lives and dies, essentially, in terms of growth, and marketing. It'd be very odd. So there's a number one. Also, if you're vaguely organized, sometimes you put your posts in drafts, and you leave them there to be
yeah,
uploaded. So, and
yeah.
if you delete the app, it deletes all of that.
Deletes the drafts. Yeah. Someone's put in their comments like you would just be spending all your day uninstalling apps and reinstalling
Yeah.
them. It's like, yeah, it's stupid. But again, it's
Yeah.
it's also you can tell that's someone who doesn't use social media, right? And they
Correct.
go, "Wow, they don't need to do it or whatever," and that's stupid. Don't ever do that because not ever. That sounds bad. Just ridiculous. The other thing I noticed as well about here is that it says number 4 is delete Instagram, Facebook, all that sort of stuff, right? Then the next one is number 6.
Yeah, I know.
And then, but no, but even funny about it, and I think they might have done this on purpose. I
I
surely done
hope
it on
so. I
purpose.
really hope so.
It says, read your content out loud before you press post. I'm as guilty as anyone putting out content with spelling and grammar errors. A way to ensure this rarely happens is to read your content out loud. This also doubles as a way to make sure your content is more understandable. If you can't read it, it needs to be changed. I'm like, I really want to comment and be like, did you mean to put
No,
is the
nobody
irony here?
has. Nobody has
I'm
like
going to
commented.
comment
Did
it.
you mean to miss out number 5?
Did you
Or
mean to miss number? I'm going to comment. Did you mean to miss number 5 and then
is
post
that
number
tongue in cheek?
6 as and then post number 6 about highlighting errors?
Just be like, I don't know whether you want to say because it will give an out, right? Or is this meant to be tongue in cheek? Because I got the joke. If that was the joke,
Yeah.
I was like, that's got to be tongue in cheek. Got to be, surely.
I don't know. You think so?
It's got to be, surely. That's something that we would do, but like we would only get the joke, and then there'd be loads of people going, you've done this wrong. I'm like, yes.
But I don't know if it is because when you look in the top right hand corner, they've got 5 out of 10 for slides, and the next one is 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, but it might be. Maybe they purposely left it out. I think they must have. Surely you can't do that. Surely.
It's made me laugh. Like it's just like it's not even like it's literally the next one is about errors, and it's like, oh yeah, you've just done an error. Yeah.
I really hope it's got to be tongue in cheek. Number 7, be intentional about professional development. Yeah, that sounds absolutely fine. Be consider. So I mean, me and Dan have done enough fucking professional development, but we both do. Yeah, it's just like learn as much about your trade and then start learning how to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
This one's an interesting one. Create a trial offer. Do you have that?
No.
I've never done that. I've never done a trial offer for 30 days as well. Fuck me, that's a long time. Bearing in mind, like when people, and we spoke about group training and people have paid for that facility.
I just
a lot
think
of
a
them fall off
trial.
before 30 days.
A trial error as well for in person is.
Is this for in person?
Oh, I don't assume that's what they specialize in.
Well,
More,
yes,
right?
those are the two scopes, aren't they? In person or online. Online, sure, like you could put them through an onboarding, but this is the odd thing for me as well, right? So both me and Dan know probably the first 30 days with a new online client are the most intensive days that you'll have because you'll probably be messaging them a little bit more because they've got more questions. and they've got onboarding tasks and they've got more tasks to do because they haven't quite hit like their week to week. So we call it like discovery kind of time, like first 21 days or whatever. I'm learning how they move. I've got to do like at least, I probably give them 2 20-minute videos, feedback videos on form. So based off a couple of the form-based sessions that I do, and then I'll be asking for that. So they're getting like an hour of video feedback from me at least in the first 21 days. And you're like, if I'm doing that for free, that's bonkers. So it's got to be some sort of reduced service, surely. But then you're like, are you enticing them in to stay for a while? So I could see it from a group training point of view, because hopefully you've done all the work beforehand. Therefore, it's just about selling. The trial offer's an odd one because it feels like that's a gym
I guess
to join a gym.
I think it is a gym thing,
Sure.
but I think it's also that whole element of, again, in person, not many clients maybe you would offer something like that. But
not for 30 days.
In a 30-day free trial, though, someone can get in 6 sessions. You just think like it's a bit much.
Dan could have played 17 rounds of golf in that time. So,
well, yeah, I would do as well. I don't necessarily agree with that one.
No. And number 9, we both agree with this: 25 to 30% of your earnings, put it away for tax. Yep.
Yeah.
Easy.
For sure. Like, I always say to people this, right? This is real basic for any of you guys who are PTs, right? Online coaches, self-employed, whatever it is, right? No matter how much you think you need to put away for tax, right? Why not put more away than you possibly could need, right? Let's say even go 35%, right? You're not going to need it. Put 35% away, right? With everything you've got going on. And if at the end of that, you don't need that much, you've just got a nice little bonus. It's not like you've given it away or anything. You've got a nice little bonus. So I think it's one of those things where, you just have to be a bit like smart with that.
I guess I hope people do this, but some people don't. Right now, there are, with unfortunately the world has been going how this is going, and Dan knows I do this, and I'm assuming does a very similar thing. There are plenty of savings accounts that you can hold your tax revenue until you have to pay it, right? So, because obviously you're feeding it in, and you get interest probably like month by month on that kind of stuff, which unless you go over a certain amount that you'll have to pay tax on, but you can put it into a certain like rewards account, blah, 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 something like that. Okay. They don't cost anything to set up. They just own another account. That's where my tax goes. So I've got there's one through Chase right now that's like 2 point something%, and there's literally banks out there that are offering like 4.5 to nearly 5% interest per year on your, it's going to be paid monthly, right? On your income, on the stuff that you put in there. Imagine you put in, say, 10 grand away from tax, and I get, so 3%, say, from my rewards account that I use through Moneybox. Cool. I get 3% on 10 grand. That's worth 300 quid. But doing nothing. I just
think it's one of those things where like PTs and coaches, just for one, they're very spend happy when they get given their money and they forget that some of it isn't theirs. But I just don't understand the mindset. I would always rather put away more than I need. And then like once you paid your tax bill, you then got some left to go, okay, cool. Like I've got something to, nice little cheeky bonus, whatever you want. I don't know what you want to pay yourself, but
cheeky bonus.
Yeah, it's just I just find it obvious. Most people always think, oh, how little can I put away? And it's like, well, don't think of it like that. Like, yeah, I just find that odd. But again, something that PTs don't think about at all, and they should think a lot about with that sort of stuff. You don't need to stress of it all. Yeah.
Anyway, all right, let's move on to some less normal topics. Pick and mix, Dan. Because this was a conversation I was having last week or the weekend, I think, just about sweets. Because we were reminiscing. So me and my sisters, that we used to go to like the news agents when we were younger, and when my dad would get the Sunday Times, right, or the Saturday Times, I don't know, somewhere, whatever. Go get the Sunday Times, put aside or however much it is, and then he'd give us each £1 to pick go and do pick and mix and like penny sweets and stuff like that. And obviously, it was like a maths challenge as well. You got to kind of budget to what you're going to take per like pick and mix sweet. You're like, oh, like a big snake, that's 20p. Like, that's a fair chunk of that £1. And then you've got to fill up like how you'd like fill up like the gaps with like Smarties or stuff like that, so you get more in certain things. But obviously there was stuff done on weights, there was stuff done on like penny sweets, like per quantity, there was stuff done just how much you can fucking fit in a tub, all that kind of fun stuff. How did you used to do it? Do you remember?
Used to vary, mate. I never used to have one way of doing it. Used to be some days I go in and get 5 of the snakes and I'd be like, right, that's it, deal with it. And then some days I go in and be like, nah, I want a huge like
oh.
100 like penny sweets, you know? Different days, different feelings.
Different
for sure.
Days, different feelings.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't have a favorite really. I think for me, I never really was a big one on the sours when I was younger. I am now a bit more, but when I was younger, I never really big on the sours. I used to hate anything that was in a wrapper as well. Like, you know, I like fruit salads, but they're just annoying having to unwrap every single little one of them.
Whoever's eating like is it the blackjack ones as well?
Oh,
I can't do licorice. Hate all the Bassett stuff, all that kind of crap. Not a big fan of like jelly babies. You're a Dolly mixtures guy, aren't you? No, you're like jelly tots.
No. Jelly tots, all right. Yeah,
love jelly tots. I swear you used to put them in the freezer, don't you, or the fridge?
Yeah. Fridge. Yeah. Last longer.
That's what a weird fact I know about you. Dan puts his jelly tots in the fridge.
I'd put fruit pastels in there and everything as well, though.
Fruit pastels. Who buys fruit pastels? How are they still going?
Hey, come on. Great sweet.
Pick and mix sweets. All right. Boom, boom, boom. So let's see. Let's just have a look. Top 10. There's got to be a top 10 on there. Deliveroo, of course. Best selling pick and mix sweets. The top 50. Oh, there's just loads. Fucking hell, there's millions in there. Well, the suggestions so far: sour strawberry pencils bites, blue raspberry bonbons, and fizzy cola bottles.
Not fizzy cola bottles. Not
fizzy cola bottles are bang average. Yeah. White mice. Shitty pick and mix chocolate.
Rated. Well overrated they are.
They're awful, the white mice. But I know the ones he means. Snakes, classic. The big like snakes were fantastic though. Bubblegum fizzy bottles. Those are those like blue and red ones, aren't they?
Yeah, a couple of them's okay. You can't have more than a couple though.
Yeah. It's an odd one, isn't it? So I would definitely go if I'm going to put them together. So you've got to have some. I'm on Hancock's top 50 at the moment. You got like fried eggs. Quite a big fan. Do you not like the Haribo Hearts?
Yeah, they're okay.
They're all right. I like a flump. I'd put a flump in there.
No chance. A flump. You got to have sour cherries, Tangfastic sour cherries, 100% number one. The number one
sour
Tom.
Cherries.
They're number one, Tom. They're number one. No, instantly number one. No, and so many people are going to agree with me as well. It's not even funny. You watch. Everyone will agree with me. You watch.
Tangtastics. Definitely not. This is a shock winner of nation's favorite pick and mix sweets. On this. Come on, where's the list? Top 50 in full. Fucking hell. All right. Oh, we got all of them there. So we can do top. What was this? And the Entertainment Daily. Top 10 were Jelly Crocodiles, 10. With watermelon slice. I don't know that is. 8th was Fizzy Cola Bowls.
No.
7th was Sour Dummies. 6 was Milk Chocolate Gems. 5, Lips. Number 4 was Sour Cherries. Number 3, I can never get this. I quite like sherbet, but I didn't used to like flying saucers.
No,
I was
awful sweet.
I like dib dabs, like dipping the thing in the sherbet. That was cool, but the sour cherries didn't really. Fizzy bubblegum bottles, and number 1 was eggs. So you got loads of stuff in here though. Strawberry laces. Basic, they're terrible, especially if you get them from what are the ones from America, the terrible ones? You must have both. The strawberry laces, they're absolutely fucking awful. They're like red licorice. They're terrible.
I know
Foam
what you mean.
teeth, candy necklace, they were amazing. Refreshers, meh.
No,
Foam
not fussed about.
bananas, possibly one of the worst things you could have.
Foam bananas.
Foam bananas, blackjacks, awful. Correct. Jelly beans, never a fan. Giant strawberries, 42, mate.
Giant strawberries are pretty good.
No,
I do like a giant
bad.
strawberry.
They're not great. But yeah, if I was going to go five things you could have, I'd go jelly snake, some sort of pencil. I think like some sort of apple pencil or something like that. I'm definitely putting probably some eggs. I quite like that soft gummy. Like that's quite nice. Quite like the soft gummy.
Do you know what I really like that I think is underrated is the Haribo Super Mix. You know the little like men. The flavors of them
the
are good.
men.
Like little, well, they're not jelly men, jelly babies, are they? They're like, you know.
I quite like milk bowls.
Oh, you're
I know.
bad tasting sweets.
And then what else would I put in there? I've already put the pencils in. Strawberry pencils. I don't want a refresher. What are blackberries and raspberries? I don't even know what that is.
They are good. They're
good.
Blackberries and raspberries, yeah.
I'm gonna have them because I need to find something different. Beautiful. What would you go top 5, Daniel? What would you
Sour cherry is number one.
In there.
Sour cherries are number one. The little Harry, like I said, the blackberries and raspberries, to be fair, will be up there as well. They'll be up there number 2. I would have. I'd have the Haribo Super Mix Jelly Men up there. They'd be number 3 for sure.
Or
number
women.
4. No, they're definitely men. Number 4 would be. I tell you what I do like, but it's not pick and mix technically. Is
it's not on my list. If you couldn't buy it at Wilco.
Okay, I can't pick that. I can't say Mawams, can I? Because Mawams are great.
Oh, Mawams are great. Yeah.
Mawams are good. The cherry Mawams, mate. Oh my god. I then have to say the bubblegum fizzies. They're actually quite nice, but you can only have a few of them. And then maybe what would be and fruit salads? To be fair,
fruit salads.
They are nice. They're a bit faffy, but they're just nice. Yeah.
And the worst ones easily blackjack, any licorice,
flying saucers.
Flying saucers. I don't know what else. The licorice stuff. Aniseed, balls, whatever they are. They're terrible.
Yeah, not fun.
Not a fan.
No.
Wine gums, no. Anything.
I like wine gums. I like wine gums.
A bit weird. Are you? I mean, you are a 55-year-old cab driver, really.
So, well, yeah. I'm a scrunky one. So
those guys definitely all over that. All right. Whatever yours is, listeners, let us know. So I'm sure it's going to be far better than mine because I am self-confessed not a sweets person. I am chocolate all the way. Would you say what side are you?
What was the option?
Sweets or chocolate?
I can have chocolate.
Chocolate.
Yeah,
I think that's the right answer.
I think that is the right answer. I think, yeah, chocolate. Yeah, I'm not even gonna kid anyone.
Yeah, 10 times out of 10, and
it's got to be out of the fridge. Out of the fridge. It's got to be out of the fridge.
Definitely not. You can't see it there actually, but on my counter, I've got a big box of muffins. I had the biggest craving for muffins yesterday or the day before. I don't know why. I was just the
thing with muffins is I think I always feel like they should be nicer than they are. That's my whole thing with muffins. I feel like in my head, I build them up to be something. And I think it's all because I had one muffin that was incredible once. And I can't ever remember where I got it from. And then I assumed all muffins are good and they're not. It's like when you have a really good croissant and then you go, you get one from the supermarket and they're shit. And you're like, what's the point of that? Like, that's not what I wanted. I think muffins are the same as that, like.
Because what I wanted was like a big, like, chocolate
thick, dense, moist. And
then with some, like, goo inside.
Yeah.
And then I went on the hunt around, I live in Maida Vale. And there was not much there. I went to Gale's, nothing. Fucking bakery. Joke. I didn't want one from Starbucks because I would have to pay a $5 for it. I was like, this is stupid. I walked down Tesco, nothing. Other Tesco, nothing. Couldn't bother to walk any further. So yeah, I ended up with like loads of mini ones because I was like, I've got to have something to cure this craving. #fitness.
Yeah.
So yeah, I walked there. So that's
The problem with muffins is I think that they try and make them healthy. It's like, you know, gluten free, like, you know, skinny muffin. No, don't do that. I don't want
There's
one of
some
them.
fucking chocolate in it, and yeah, thank me
Like,
later.
I want a sticky toffee one. Like, come on. Yeah.
Why haven't people done what they do with donuts to muffins?
No idea.
Mm.
Maybe they'll sort it out one day. Who knows, mate?
Yeah. Who was the girl that baked us protein cookies?
Can't remember.
Brilliant. Whomever you were, make some protein muffins. They must be a thing, surely.
Was it
Why isn't
Nikki?
that a
Was it
thing?
Nikki that made protein
Nikki.
bars for
It
us?
was Nikki.
Yeah,
Correct.
Nikki,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Surely. Well, we know one baker that listens. So where's our muffins at? You can send Dan's. I'll take Dan's with me when I'm in Dubai in
Oh, that's a
November.
good point, actually. I need to do some shopping in the UK and get everything sent to your house so you can bring it over for me, like a mule.
Correct.
I just realised. Yeah.
I will. Yeah, I'll just have to leave a few golf clubs at home.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't use half. You don't leave your driver at home. You don't use it. You can't hit it very well anyway. So it's fine.
I hit it on the weekend.
Yeah,
It went far.
I hope you're looking
Anyway,
to,
guys,
that's another week. That's another week. We'll be off, by the way, the podcast. But yeah, I hope you're looking forward to
yeah, we
Dan and
definitely will be.
Tom's
Yeah.
Golf Chronicles again.
We definitely will be off. Well, we both got to work, unfortunately. It's like we're influencers, aren't we? So we'll be busy influencing. And then we're gonna entice. Basically, all I want from Dubai is obviously see your little family, play golf, get some more cheesecake, and probably be bright red.
Cheesecake, yeah, what we're saying.
Well, yeah,
Cheesecake Factory.
Last time we went to the Cheesecake Factory, and I've been in the States like a lot, and yeah, I'd never been. And then obviously we had that, and yeah, we saw, if anybody wants to know what Dan scurries off to go and like have like some sort of guilty little boy, whilst Laura's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Nothing." Like I literally caught him in the fridge, like taking a spoon of cheesecake.
Although when you're here, Tom, there'll be a lot of pizza as well. A lot of pizza.
Of course, yeah, pizza nights.
A lot of pizza, mate. So yeah, you'll be sick of pizza the time you leave.
See if I can handle. Well, it's kind of like we were in Italy like the last time, so we were sick of pizza a little bit. We only had like 3 pizzas.
We didn't have much pizza, did we? 2, I think we had. Yeah, 2.
3. 3. One the first night. One
we
ordered in. Was meant to be really good. No, if we had 4,
yeah.
We had 4 because then we went to one in Milan, and then we couldn't be able to go out the last night and ordered it.
Correct. We had 4. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I still think mine are better than those, so I'm just throwing it out there.
Just throwing it
out there. Controversial.
Right. Well, I'm gonna go and discover what I'm gonna be cooking tonight. Thanks for listening, guys. Any other business from Dan?
Not from me. No,
not from me. All good. I think if anybody's listening to this and they are doing their personal training exam this week, I'm still contracted to do these. So yeah, you'll have me. Lol. But they don't usually think it's going to be me because I'm the person on the video. They would have watched hours and hours of me, so it's always very funny. They're like, "Hey, bastards. Tom." I know, unfortunately. So if you're at St. Paul's on Saturday, good luck. Poor bastards. All right, thanks for listening, guys, and we will catch you.